Why Harriet Oleson wasn't in the last episode of Little House on the Prairie. Catherine McGregor was born Dorley Dean McGregor on January 12, 1925, in Glendale, California, was a beloved American actress best known for her portrayal of the sharp-tongued, yet ultimately memorable character, Harriet Oleson, on the iconic television series Little House on the Prairie. McGregor's career spanned several decades, though her work as Mrs. Oleson remains her most celebrated and lasting legacy. Her ability to bring life to a character who could be villainous and endearing at the same time earned her a unique place in television history. Beyond her famous role, McGregor's life and work reflect her deep dedication to acting, her commitment to personal growth, and her ability to connect with audiences on both the small screen and in the theater. Catherine McGregor grew up in Colorado, having moved there shortly after her birth. She developed an early interest in the arts, particularly in acting and performance. Her passion for acting led her to pursue formal training, studying at the University of Denver before making the move to New York City to further hone her craft. In New York, McGregor immersed herself in the city's vibrant theater scene, studying with renowned acting coaches such as Sanford Meisner at the neighborhood playhouse. Her time in New York helped her develop a strong foundation in classical acting techniques, which she would later apply to both stage and television roles. She performed in numerous off-Broadway and Broadway productions, gaining recognition for her work and demonstrating her versatility as an actress. While McGregor found success in theater, her transition to television was gradual. She appeared in minor roles on various TV shows throughout the 1950s and 1960s, such as Mannix, Ironside, and All in the Family. However, it was her role as Harriet Oleson in Little House on the Prairie, 1974–1983, that propelled her to national fame. As Harriet, she was the quintessential antagonist to the wholesome Ingalls family, constantly scheming and creating drama in the small town of Walnut Grove. Despite her character's often rude and snobbish behavior, McGregor infused Harriet with a sense of humor and depth that made her a fan favorite. The role was challenging and required her to play a complex character who could be both comedic and cruel. Harriet Oleson was often seen as the villain, particularly in her interactions with the kind-hearted Caroline Ingalls and other residents of Walnut Grove. McGregor, however, made sure to portray Harriet as a fully rounded character. She played her with a subtle sense of vulnerability beneath the bravado, allowing viewers to see her flaws and motivations. This nuanced performance helped make Harriet Oleson one of the most memorable characters on the show, a role that brought both frustration and laughter to audiences. McGregor's roots were always in theater, and even during her time on Little House on the Prairie, she continued to remain active in the theater world. She often spoke about her deep love for the stage, and it was clear that acting was more than just a job for her, it was a true passion. She performed in various regional theater productions and continued to hone her craft even after her television career began to wane. Her love for theater was matched by her commitment to the craft of acting, and she approached every role, whether on stage or screen, with the same level of dedication and professionalism. Even though she was best known for her work on television, McGregor viewed the stage as the place where she could truly express herself as an artist. She believed in the power of live performance to connect with audiences on a deeper level, and her theater work was a testament to that belief. Throughout her career, she remained committed to artistic growth and never lost sight of her passion for performing. Catherine McGregor, who portrayed the notorious Harriet Oleson on Little House on the Prairie, played a character beloved by some and despised by others. Harriet's sharp tongue, overbearing nature, and constant desire to one-up her neighbors, especially Caroline Ingalls, made her an unforgettable character. However, fans were left wondering why Harriet Oleson wasn't in the series finale of Little House on the Prairie, an episode that wrapped up the many storylines of the beloved show. The absence of one of the most iconic characters from the finale left many wondering about the reasons behind her exclusion. To understand why Harriet Oleson wasn't part of this last chapter of Little House, we need to look at various factors involving Catherine McGregor's departure, her character's arc, and the behind-the-scenes decisions. One of the primary reasons for Catherine McGregor's absence in the finale stems from her decision to leave the show before it ended. McGregor had been with the series from the very beginning, and while she was integral to the drama and tension of the show's plots, she eventually decided that it was time for her to move on. By the time Little House on the Prairie was preparing for its final season, McGregor felt that her character, Harriet Oleson, had been fully explored. After years of playing the role, she felt that Harriet's story had reached its natural conclusion, and she was ready to explore new opportunities. This creative fatigue, combined with a desire for a change, led to McGregor's decision to leave the series before filming the last episode. Another important factor was the direction the show's producers wanted to take in its final season. The series finale, titled The Last Farewell, was a monumental episode, one that focused on wrapping up various character arcs and providing closure to long-running storylines. The storyline in the finale was more focused on resolving the relationship dynamics within the Ingalls family and the other core characters of the show, which meant that some secondary characters, like Harriet Oleson, were not given significant roles. The Olesons, once a major source of tension in the town of Walnut Grove, had already experienced significant character development. Harriet's storyline had shifted over the years from being a consistent antagonist to a more comedic and sometimes sympathetic figure. As the series progressed, Harriet's role in the town and the show itself became less central, and her absence in the finale may have been due to a creative decision to focus on the more important relationships that had defined the core of the show. There were also reports that Catherine McGregor did not want to appear in the finale. At the time of the show's final episodes, McGregor was already in her 70s, and it is possible that she simply did not want to return for the grueling demands of filming. Actors of her age may have found it difficult to participate in the same long hours and rigorous schedule that had been part of their earlier careers. Furthermore, by this point, McGregor had moved on from the role of Harriet Oleson and had other personal and professional interests she wanted to pursue. The final season of Little House on the Prairie required a level of commitment that McGregor may have been unwilling or unable to offer. Additionally, some fans have speculated that Catherine McGregor's absence from the finale was partly due to tension on set or dissatisfaction with her role. While there were never any major reports of conflict between McGregor and the other cast members or the producers, there were moments during the show's run when McGregor was reported to have clashed with the producers about the direction of her character. Harriet Oleson, who had originally been depicted as a constant antagonist, was softened over time to give her moments of vulnerability, making her a more well-rounded character. While this shift could have been a positive development for her role, it might not have aligned with McGregor's vision for the character or her career. Whether or not these tensions contributed to her absence in the finale is speculative, but they may have played a role in her decision to leave the show early. The absence of Harriet Oleson in the series finale ultimately did not detract from the emotional and narrative resolution of Little House on the Prairie. The final episode was a celebration of the series' heartwarming legacy, focusing on the values of family, community, and perseverance. Although Harriet Oleson had been an essential character throughout the series, the show's conclusion found its natural focus on the central characters and their journeys. While Catherine McGregor's departure from the show before the finale might have left some fans wishing for a final appearance of Harriet, the reasons for her absence seem to have been a combination of creative choices, personal decisions, and timing. McGregor's portrayal of Harriet Oleson remains one of the standout performances in the history of Little House on the Prairie, and despite her absence in the final episode, her impact on the show is undeniable. After Little House on the Prairie ended, Catherine McGregor took a step back from the entertainment industry. She chose not to pursue other television or film roles, opting instead to focus on personal growth and spiritual exploration. McGregor became deeply involved in Hinduism and found solace in her spiritual practice. She was also known for her philanthropic efforts, often engaging in charitable work, particularly in the areas of animal rights and environmental conservation. She was a strong advocate for causes she believed in and spent much of her later years supporting various humanitarian efforts. Even in the years following her retirement, fans continued to express their admiration for her work. McGregor was often praised for making a character who could have been a one-dimensional villain into someone multifaceted and interesting. Harriet's scenes of comedic relief, paired with her often self-centered and manipulative nature, created a character viewers loved to hate, but also couldn't help but enjoy. Catherine McGregor passed away on November 13, 2018, at the age of 93. Her death marked the end of an era for many Little House on the Prairie fans, who mourned the loss of one of television's great character actresses. However, her spirit lives on through her work and the love that her fans continue to express for her iconic portrayal of Harriet Oleson. In reflecting on her life and career, Catherine McGregor's legacy is one of versatility, passion, and enduring impact on the world of television and beyond.